Alright, today I've got a goodie. This is a new customer. He called, said that it just wasn't blowing strong enough, and I did not ask, well, I did ask how old it was. He said about 20 years old, so it's a little bit older than that. This is a 1986 Rheem faded label, so we'll see. Well, as soon as I got it open, the sky let loose, but I did see that the fan motor was seized. Pretty much no floor left in the condensing unit. It's rusted out, and he wants to know what his options are. Alright, when this stops raining, I can look into it. Alright, so that was the condition of the air handler. The coil was replaced in 1999. It's a 3-ton unit, from what I can tell. At least the coil was. That fan motor is seized up. You can see all the compressor's just hanging on. He wants to know a price to repair this versus the price to replace it. Not what I was hoping to walk into today. Here we are. The contactor's burned up. Wiring going into it, so needs contactor, capacitors, fan motor to start. He says it was cooling fine before this. What his definition of fine is. But these are always prone to breaking off. I don't get it. The compressor is a 2.5 ton, so maybe I'm gonna just quote him on a 3-ton anyways. Yeah, I gotta give him a price to put a motor in it and start components. So I have a feeling he's gonna want to get this going. I pulled the cover off the compressor. Terminal housing, run wire, corroded. I mean, the terminal is not burnt off or anything, but definitely could use a new terminal. These look good on the contactor. Just trying to point out the positives here, which it's harder to do than the negatives. Anyways. Alright, so I'm testing out this capacitor. It is a 35 by 440. This looks like the original capacitor for this thing. This goes to show you, they don't make them like they used to. Let's check value on that thing. Get on a clean spot here. $33.8. 1986. Still going. What's that thing made? No PCB, contains combustible fluid. Use caution and disposal. They don't say where she's made. That's a good thing about this unit. Capacitor's still good. Well, that's settled. He wants to repair it. He says he just had surgery. He's got a lot going on in his life. Doesn't want to spend the money on a replacement right now. Even though I offered him he could finance this. He's under the agreement that it's just a band-aid and it was working before, so he wants to throw a motor in it and start components in it. So that's what we're going to do. go from there. No guarantees. So. Lucky me. Here we go. Just let up a little bit, so hopefully get this done. Looks like there's more rain coming here in probably another 30 minutes. Got a nice leaf collection in here. Let's just fill in the holes with this. There we go. Yep. These are one of those jobs that you just, well, I can do the work. I can put the parts in it. If you want to spend the money. Main thing, don't hurt yourself in the process, because it would be silly. This thing does need a floor, so it's covering up half the condenser coil. And there's roots in there. Good grief. Let's fill in the hole. We're going to be back here changing out this unit. I ain't pulling on that too much. End up ripping up the coil. Alright. Wait for the comments on this one. So I didn't see me winning the battle against this fan blade, so I got the puller out, and it's back raining again, so got my Supco umbrella out here. I'm gonna hurry up and get this thing off, and I'll show you once I get all these parts replaced here. Well, I got the blade off. Isn't too bad. Obviously it's rusty, but I don't have a replacement blade, so it's going back on for now. And put this motor in. Alright, well, if you've never had the pleasure of replacing one of these before, there's 4 screws, 2 on each side. Screws into this plate. It's got a little metal plate that runs across there protecting the wires, so we got to put the motor on this plate and screw it back there. Gotta have to cut the studs down. They're not the easiest things to replace, so I've got a universal replacement motor. Getting there. Alright, so there's a new motor. Plugs are already out. This is going to be mounting down, so those drain plugs are already out. Just gotta make sure the rotation's correct when I install it. And, almost got this one in. Alright, so I got the back plate on the new motor. You see these studs stick out just a little bit, so I'm just going to shorten them using this. Got the studs removed, and I'm just going to feed these wires through this channel and get her wired up. Alright, so what I've learned on these is go ahead and start all 4 of your screws. If you tighten down one side, you won't be able to get the other, so if you leave them all loose, you can tighten them all down without the motor going out of whack there. So this is the wire protector plate. That gets 2 screws. So I'm going to screw this down, put the blade on, and get rocking on the other stuff. Alright, got the blade on. The height's going to be pretty close. Got to get rocking on these other parts because there's lightning in the air and I don't want to get struck. So let me get this put together. Alright, got all the components in, new contactor, capacitors. Obviously this one didn't fit, so I had to put some duct strap on there, screwed it down, she ain't going nowhere. Put 2 screws on either side to stop it from traveling. And got job links hooked up just for kicks, because it's R22 system. Just curious to see how bad it is with all those holes. So, alright, I'm gonna go fire it up, turn the power on. It did stop raining, so that's one good thing here. Right back. Miss anything other than the AC starting up? Going the right direction. This one should be good. The other motor was like 1.3 amps, something like that. We are 1.2 amps. Jubbly. I would say I can't believe it's running, but I can. Those old Rheems, they run for a long time. Alright, that's fine. Refrigerant 22. This is a fixed orifice. Had 44 suction, 209, 210 head. Let's let it run here for a little bit and dry out because the coils are soaked. Check back here in a couple minutes, see how it looks. Alright, so here's what we're dealing with. It's still running. It's been about 5 minutes. Pressure's 57.5 over 262. Really not that bad. The bottom of the coil is obviously still dirty. All those leaves were still damp. So don't ask me if the condenser coil is dirty. It's irrelevant at this point. Superheat's 45. Saw my supply air temperature in there was dropping, so that looked really good for a 37-year-old air conditioner. It's still performing. I might add a splash of 22 in here, see if I can get that superheat down just a hair. That's about all I'm going to do for this thing. Alright, well, thanks for watching, thanks for enduring. If you watched it to the end, go with me through the rain. It's cleared up now, sort of. Still got more jobs to go do, so I'm going to button this one up and get out of here. It's got air conditioning again, and I will probably be back changing this thing out sooner than later. But never know. Alright, thanks for watching. Drop some comments down below. I'll see you in the next video. Alright, as promised, I just put a little 22 in there. Got our suction pressure up, our 67. Our superheat's 38. That liquid line pressure is coming up 292. So I'm not touching it anymore after that. That's all she gets. So. Alright, thanks for watching. Catch you in the next video.